What's up, Internet? This is Rambling Josh, and you're watching another episode of Let's Play Final Fantasy X. Now, before I start off doing anything super interesting today, I want to talk a little bit about the sphere grid. I know I mentioned there was the expert sphere grid last time, but what I want to say here today doesn't really pertain to any version in particular. Basically, I want to talk about how I maxed out my stats. 255 for everything. I didn't max out luck because luck's a lot harder and more time consuming and less important. Although you do want to get it up to around 100. And HP and MP maxed at 9,909 HP and 999 MP. So basically what I did, the way you do it is by fighting species conquest monsters, because as I mentioned in a previous episode, they drop stat increasing spheres. Fenrir for agility, Pteryx for evasion, Hornet for accuracy, Vidatu for MP, One Eye for magic defense, Jumbo Flan for magic, Tankit for defense, Juggernaut for strength, and Ironclad for HP. So you take those and you basically go around the sphere grid and slap them down in empty slots. That's why if you look at like this area of the sphere grid here, not a single empty node. Okay, well there's some around here, but I didn't go around those areas. And what you can also do is if you catch 10 of every monster, you can unlock clear spheres from the monster arena dude here. And what clear spheres do is they let you clear a node from the sphere grid. So for example, if I were to use a clear sphere on one of these spheres, sure, let's use this as an example. Use it on that evasion node goes bye-bye. And anyone who had previously activated that node will lose the stats from that node, in this case 2 evasion. Now I don't happen to have needed those 2 evasion because everyone's still at 255, but that's beside the point. So now what I would do is go and fight the monster, which is Pteryx. Kill him. Don't have to worry about aiming anymore because I've got maxed out accuracy. So he drops a couple evasion spheres. Then I come in here and I plop an evasion sphere down there and I activate it. And now that the +2 evasion spheres turned into a +4. And I did that all around here as well. Every one of these spheres is a +4 sphere. Now it turns out that if you do that, you end up with a lot of empty nodes and a lot of excess spheres that are, you know, +2s and +3s and +1s and stuff. So I guess I went a little overboard, but if you're aiming to get beyond 9,999 health, then you're going to need a lot of extra room. So that's how you do it. In fact, I even would delete like MP spheres a lot of times and turn them into MP +40 spheres. So, because you know, one sphere like this is equivalent to 2 normal MP spheres that only have 20 MP. So if you can say get rid of one of these, if you see these 2 MP spheres here, if you got rid of one of those and turned one of them into +40, you could turn this empty spot into plus stats. It sounds complicated, but once you start doing it, it's really not that hard. And the best way to do it is to get everyone sitting on the same sphere, and then kind of work your way around the grid and have everyone kind of moving along at the same time. So I started off everyone right here, I kind of went around and I would say, okay, delete the sphere, add a sphere back in, and then activate that sphere with everyone, and then do that for every sphere all the way around. And voila! I have the stats that I have now. Now, I could have gone for over 9,199 HP, but it's not necessary. A lot of people will tell you that it is for the hardest bosses, bosses that are exclusive to the international version of the game, because obviously I've already proven, and lots of people have proven in the past, that Nemesis can be beaten without more than 10,000 health. And when it comes to luck, luck is a weird stat, because it kind of functions as accuracy and evasion as well. Like if you had 255 luck, you don't need any evasion or any accuracy. So if you're going for maximum health, you can actually save a lot of room in the sphere grid if you say max out your luck, and then, I mean, if you take a look, I mean, this is what evasion spheres look like. This is what accuracy spheres look like. There's a ton of those all over the sphere grid. So you can save a lot of room in the sphere grid by going for luck instead, and using all the space you save for HP spheres, but not going over 9,999 HP. I don't need that room. But if you have 255 accuracy, there's still enemies that you will miss a lot, so you still need a lot of luck. And the way you get luck, because the spheres for that don't come from the species conquest, you have to kill greater spheres several times to get the luck spheres to put the nodes on the sphere grid, and then you have to kill Earth Eater to get fortune spheres, which you need to actually activate them. And since they're a lot harder, that's a pretty lengthy process, and that's the main reason I didn't go beyond about 100. And truth be told, you don't really need max magic or evasion either, but they can come in handy, and I just like the way it looks better when they're maxed out as well. And I've read that you don't need more than 170 agility, but I've also read that it's good to have more than 170 agility, so I don't know which is more right, but I figure I might as well go for maxed. So, I guess that's about all for the sphere grid. So now I want to show you what. Well, let's show you. See, they're talking in Japanese. Anyways, I want to show you the main reason that I've loaded up the international version here. And that is because there are a handful of extra bosses in this version of the game. You may have heard of the Dark Aeons. Well, this is what they're referring to. After you get the airship in this game, you get access to fighting the Dark Aeons, and they are not easy. And that is the main reason why I've maxed out my stats, because you pretty much need them to kill some of them. Some of the Dark Aeons are kind of easy, but other of them are not. Oh, what? I could have sworn I had... Okay, whatever. Didn't I? Yeah, okay. Now I've got no encounters on. So anyways, the first up is Dark Valefor. And to encounter him, you just return to Besaid. And so, with that, it makes it kind of difficult to get Valefor's second overdrive, Energy Blast, or Auron's Tornado Overdrive, since you can't actually get them until you kill Dark Valefor. And until you get to the end of the game and unlock all the stuff in the monster arena, he actually is very hard. In fact, the Dark Aeons are pretty much impervious to any weapon but the celestial weapons. There's actually a bug in the game. A lot of versions of the game, there's something referred to as the Dark Valefor glitch, where a lot of versions of the game will freeze up during the scene before or after fighting him. Thankfully this is not one of them, but it's a pretty infamous glitch. If you're actually playing on a console, I think you can fix it just by opening the disc tray when the game freezes up. But yeah. So we return to Besaid. This dude walks up to us and summons Dark Valefor. And he doesn't say anything. Okay, so he does say something, but it's not voiced. None of the scenes from the extra bosses are voiced at all. And Dark Valefor is actually pretty easy. I think she has 800 health? 800,000 health. So if you look closely at the thingy here, you can see that doing quick hit really doesn't make that much difference on the turn order anymore. But it still makes a difference, so it's still better to do. Okay, well, Dark Valefor's overdrive charges up very fast, and if it gets a chance to use it, that can be pretty dangerous. And for that, you want to bring Yuna out and summon an Aeon, or I think you could probably deal with it with Auto Life. But if you got good stats, not even necessarily maxed, then you shouldn't have any problem with Dark Valefor. And all of the Dark Aeons drop Dark Matter. Okay, well, that has voices, but those are recycled voice clips. And the Dark Aeons also tend to drop equipment that is quite good. Okay, well, maybe that's not so good after all. And I guess the story behind the Dark Aeons is supposed to be that they're like Yevon's last-ditch effort to keep your party in line. Anyways, Dark Valefor is done for. That just rolls off the tongue. So next up is Ifrit. To fight Dark Ifrit, we have to go to Bikanel Island. And we have to return to the final screen, so I will just meet you over there. Okay, so we're back and we're on the last screen here, right beside the Cactuar village over there. You can see the little There's a chest here I never got? Huh. That's kind of odd, but whatever. So, we want to come and talk to this lady. Please help me to find my child. This whole scene is kind of really odd, actually. You just talk to her and you like walk back here. And then you look down into the pit. And hey look, it's Dark Ifrit. So I guess we're gonna fight now, right? No, the lady's just gonna walk away and we're gonna like crouch over awkwardly. Okay. But if we walk back up here, then we can fight Dark Ifrit. Because it turns out the lady was actually a super secret dark summoner. Hello? Anybody there? Dark Ifrit isn't too hard either. I think he has a little over 1,000,000 health, but he will counterattack your attacks, which I mean isn't particularly that much worse than anything else that we fought so far. Of course, if my defense wasn't as high as it is, he would be like one-shotting them. But you know, it is what it is. I could be using overdrives on this guy because they are effective. In fact, Dark Valefor, you could kill it in one perfect attack reels. But that's no fun. I much prefer spamming the same ability over and over again. Okay, so now on his turn, well, he counterattacks first. But on his turn, he will use Meteor Strike, which will one-shot someone. But we just get him back up. Of course, you do have to watch his overdrive meter, because if that gets full and he gets a turn, then he will hit you with Hellfire, which will hurt. And by hurt, I mean it will kill your entire party. So, as before, you want an Aeon or Auto Life to keep you covered. And that was that. Dark Ifrit, not so hard. And the summoner gets apparently eaten by a Sandragra. And that's about all the time I have for today on Let's Play Final Fantasy X. Catch you later.